to... Oh, wait. Go live? Okay. Alright, we are live. Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred on this date in years past, both recognized by other historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the smart device application Today in History. What happened today in history?
Historical calendar on this website, onthisday.com.
Yep, for links to those sources, the music, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar of the description below. Anyway, I am Xander.
Go ahead.
And you viewer, of course, are you. Today is, what is it, Thursday? Yeah, aka Thursday, June 22nd, 2023. Is it Thursday? I don't remember anymore. Oh, yes, it is. All right.
Thursday.
All right. So, Mr. Sohan, you want to start us off in 217 BC?
Yeah. Oh, I keep on forgetting. Shows the highlights before. 217 BC, Battle of Ralphia. Telem the fourth of Egypt defeats Antiochus the third, the great of the Seleucid kingdom.
All right. There's another BC there.
Yeah. Also in 168 BC, Battle of Pinda, Romans under Lucius Cornelius Aelius defeat and capture Macedonian King Perseus, ending the Third Macedonian War.
Ooh.
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty big.
Ooh. Yes. The 1342, fictional character of The Hobbit, Bilbo Baggins, returns to his home at Bag in Shire Reckoning.
Ah. All right. And why don't you take a fourth one here, 1266?
Or 1266?
Yes.
Okay. 1266, Pope Clement IV commissions England philosopher Roger Bacon to begin writings and remedies for the current conditions, i.e., write a summary of the science results in his 1267 Opus Major.
Ooh. That's pretty big. Moving on up to 1377, 10-year-old Richard of Bordeaux succeeded his grandfather Edward III as Richard II, King of England, at 10 years old. Wow. We're gonna...
I'm King...
What?
A competition.
Yeah. In 1535, Cardinal John Fisher was beheaded on Tower Hill in London for refusing to acknowledge King Henry VIII as head of the Church of England. Wow.
Okay.
So he wouldn't recognize one head, so he lost his own. Wow. Okay. What else do we have? 1559, the Jewish quarter of Prague was looted and burned. Yikes. But then, let's see here. 1611, Henry Hudson set adrift. Oh, yikes. This one, yeah. Your turn.
It's your turn, isn't it?
No, I did my three.
Which one is it again?
1611, Henry Hudson.
1611, English explorer Henry Hudson, his son, and 7 others set adrift in Hudson Bay by mutineers on his ship Discovery and is never seen again. Was never discovered. Ooh.
Dang. Yeah.
1633. Galileo Galilei recants his theoretical position that the Earth orbiting the Sun was at odds with the Bible and Church teaching. Vatican apologizes in October 1992 for how it handled the case.
Wow.
I'm guessing I know how they handled it. It's a theory.
Ooh,
kill him! Ooh, kill him!
Yeah, you're about right with that. But hey, an observatory, look at that.
Yep. 1675, Royal Greenwich Observatory, established in England by Charles II.
All right. Always nice to have observatories and such. So, why is this not playing? Okay, there we go. I thought I had that playing. Apparently, I did not. So this whole time we did not have background music. Whoops. Let's see. Moving on up. 1740, King Frederick II of Prussia ended torture and guaranteed religion and freedom of the press. Good. 1772, Somerset versus Stuart court case found slavery unsupported by English common law, encouraging the abolitionist movements. All right. So there you go.
No, stop it.
Yeah, stop with the slavery. Bad. Then,
get some help.
2 years later, 1774, British Parliament accepted the Quebec Act, which extended the province's territory and restored French civil law. All right. And I think it's back to you. There's a 1775 here. Interesting. I didn't even know they had that much money back then.
1775. First continental currency issued. $3 million.
Wow. I didn't even realize that they had that much money back then. But, I mean, like, were governments already, like, you know, dealing in the millions of dollars, you know, in the 1700s? It looks like it.
I know.
Wow.
Also, Battle of the Beaver Dams, 1812. Upon learning of plans by the Americans to execute a surprise attack, Laura II walks 32 kilometers to warn British troops, resulting in a British surprise victory at the Battle of Beaver Dams.
Oh, yikes. Canadian war heroine. All right. Fighting against us, so I don't know how to feel about that. But there's a couple you skipped over here, 1799 and 1807, if you don't mind taking those as well.
So, 1799, Britain and Russia decide to invade the Barbarian Republic.
That's weird. Britain and Russia working together? Like, that's weird.
It happened before World War II.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, well, that was after Germany, like, kind of forced their hands. Like, this is just, like, this is just something random, like...
Maybe they forced their hand, too.
I don't know, but, the Batavian Republic is, was up, just north of France. Oh, that's where, Belgium is now.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. But then, 1807, here we go.
1807, British board USS Spa, a provocation leading to War of 1812.
Yep, the USS Chesapeake. Oh. Yep. Let's see here. What else do we have? Moving on up to 1812. Someone already has done that. Moving on up to 1815, we have the second abdication of Napoleon Bonaparte after the Battle of Waterloo. And this is updated. So now it says, after his defeat at the Battle of Waterloo, Napoleon Bonaparte abdicated for the second time in favor of his son, Napoleon II. Alright, I can understand why they update these things, but it's still kind of getting annoying. Anyway, what else do we have here? 10 years later, 1825, British Parliament abolished feudalism and the seigneurial system in British North America. Alright. Yeah, so they lost the colonies, that they still have Canada, but on the eastern side it's French. So, what happened in 1832, Mr. Sohan?
1832, John Howell patents a pin manufacturing machine.
All right. Oh, you know, little pins to make memos or, like, I guess sewing or something. I don't know. Then 1847.
1847, first rain drought supposedly created by Hanson Gregory.
A donut, not a drought. A donut.
Donut.
So, like, the first, like, you know, like, you think of donuts, you think of, like, you know, the circle ones, the classic shape.
Yeah.
That's I believe, a ring donut. So the first ring donut created on this date in 1847. You know, today should be International Donut Day, if anything. So, but there already is one at some other point in the year. But what else do we have here? 1848. Oh, Martin Van Buren.
1848. Martin Burners Anti-Slavery Party nominate Martin Van Buren for president.
All right. One of the not so known presidents, but anti-slavery party. Hell yeah, the barn burners. I agree. And speaking of burning, in 1851, a fire destroyed part of San Francisco, including City Hall and the Jenny Lind Theater. This is the city's 7th fire in 2 years. So I guess setting the stage for the rest of California. Everything everything destroying the world right now came out of the Bay Area. The hippy-dippy movement, progressivism, social justice warriors, all that crap, all came out of California, specifically the San Francisco treat. Thank you very much, San Fran, for destroying the world. Anyway, moving on up to 1865, acknowledged as the first-class cricket debut of Dr. W.G. Grace. As a 16-year-old, he was dismissed for 0, playing for Gentlemen of South versus Players of South at Kennington Oval, London. The Oval! Let's see here. Mr. Sillin, you got 1865. Ooh,
1865, the CSS Shenandoah fires the last shot of the American Civil War in the Bering Strait to indicate surrender.
Ah, alright. So the Confederates fired the last shot, but it was a surrenderous one. Alright.
This is our last round.
Huh. Ooh, and then 3 years after that, on that date.
1868, Arkansas rejoins the United States.
Alright. Oh, right after that, too.
Also, 1870, U.S. Congress creates the Department of Justice, the DOJ.
Yeah, for what that's worth. I want to say boo, at the same time, I'm going to be neutral about it.
How about Moon?
Moon? Okay. Moo. Moo, the DOJ, moo. But let's see here. 1874, Dr. Andrew T. Still discovered the science of osteopathy. What is osteopathy? Please don't let it be anything gross. A branch of medical practice that emphasizes the treatment of medical disorders through the manipulation and massage of the bones, joints, and muscles. Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Like osteoporosis.
Ah, alright. Well, that makes sense now. What else do we have? And of course, for links to, the wiki, like anything else interesting that we gather throughout the show, will be in the underbar of the description after the stream. But while that was happening, involving osteopathy, 1874 as well, a game of lawn tennis was introduced by Welsh Major Walter Clopton Wingfield. Oh my god, WMWCW, whoa. Introducing a rubber ball to bounce on grass. Cool. And then 1878, the Swedish ship SS Vega with explorer Niels and Adolf Erik Nordenskjöld set out to find the Northeast Passage and later succeeds in 1879, just 1 year later. Give or take, whatever the exact date and time was. But we got an 1889 here for you.
1889, Louisville Colonels set Major League Baseball record with 26 consecutive losses. God,
yikes!
Man.
Wow. Huh.
You gotta get put in the history book somehow.
Yeah. And then 1900.
1900. In China, practically the whole foreign community in Peking, including many Chinese Christians, retreat to British compounds.
Ooh. Yep, the Boxer Rebellion. Oh.
Yeah.
And then, coronation of King George V.
Also, 1911, King George V crowned King of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland, Canada, Australia, South Africa, New Zealand, and all his realms and territories beyond the sea.
Wow.
Beyond the sea.
Beyond the sea. Da, 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 da. And then this next one, going to BMT. In 1915, the BMT, which was then the Brooklyn Rapid Transit, began the subway service. Cool.
Right. Hey, we're moving here.
Hey, we're subwaying here.
Oh, it's horrible.
3 years later, this is weird. A circus train was rammed by a troop train and kills 68 people in Ivanhoe, Illinois. What the hell?
Oh my god, imagine the clowns all flying out of the train because of the wreckage.
Oh my god. It's
so funny.
Like, you know that one video where that one car gets rammed and then the trunk opens and a bunch of balloons come out? Like, I just imagine like the troop train ramming into the circus train, and then like the roof of one of the cars just bursts open and like 1,000 balloons like pop out. Oh my god. People died and we're laughing. What is wrong with us? What else happened here? Moving on up to 1921, Paavo Nurmi ran a world record 10,000 meters in 30 minutes 40.2 seconds.
Flying Flynn.
I never heard of a 10,000 meter or anything like that. I guess they exist. But what happened 9 years later in 1930, Mr. Sohan, New York?
1930, Mel Orts Giants homer off Leo Sweetland. Phillies in doubleheader.
Ooh. All right. We have another baseball one here. Why does Mel Ott look so angry? What the hell?
Because in 1930, New York, the Yankees' first baseman Lou Gehrig smashes 3 home runs in 2013 win over Philadelphia A's at Shide Park.
All right.
He is so famous, he got a disease named after him.
Yeah, not good. Actually, yesterday, I had thought I didn't do research and writing for the show, so I decided to just take the day off. Lo and behold, I had done research and writing for the show, and then I remembered that yesterday was the anniversary of when he was diagnosed, actually.
Down.
Yeah, Lou Gehrig, let's see here. It was 6/21. So, yeah, 6/23, 6/5, blah, blah, 6/22. Oh, well, I'm trying to find the exact... Wow, he has a lot of injuries. Wow, so this is... Well, anyway, he was diagnosed. So, yeah. What else do we have here? 1932, Congress.
1932, Congress approved Lindenberg at making kidnapping a federal offense, amended 1934.
Well, why was kidnapping never a federal offense to begin with, number one? And number two, what was it amended to become? I present this as a challenge to the viewers. Please educate us in the comments section. Why? What was it amended? Like what was the semantics involving the amendment to it? Like 2 years later. But 1932 as well. The National League finally approved players wearing numbers. All right. Oh. 1933, the German Social Democratic Party (SPD) was forbidden. Ooh.
Oh no, they're forbidden the Power Rangers SPD. I'm joking.
Wait, what?
I'm saying, oh no, it's SPD. Power Rangers.
What does this stand for the Power Rangers?
I forgot. What's like the Global Police Force?
Oh, Special Police Department or something? You know what? Let's look that up here. Power Rangers SPD. Okay, what does it stand for? For what? Oh, Space Patrol Delta. Okay. Okay, well, why Delta? Why not Alpha or Omega or Beta or Gamma?
You have an Alpha. Alpha. You had Alpha.
Oh, okay.
Alpha was the predecessor. No, was the no. They say the opposite of predecessor to that.
Ah, all right. Moving on up to 1934, John Dillinger was informally named the U.S.'s first public enemy #1.
Correct.
Yeah, because he killed FBI agent Melvin Purvis.
Oh, he didn't.
He didn't?
He's the one who captured him at one point.
Oh, then who did John Dillinger kill?
No, John Dillinger was an infamous bank robber.
Yeah, but like, didn't he like kill people? Like, didn't he kill a cop or something?
No, he pretty much upped banks and broke out of prison twice.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I see. You're right. Yeah. Okay.
So watch that movie, Public Enemies.
I should. Let me add that into the movies channel real quick. Actually, where is it? Public Enemies.
Yeah, Public Enemy with Johnny Depp and Christian Bale.
Okay. All right. What else do we have? 1936, Harry.
1936, Harry Forbes dives 110 meters from airship into OMNI and survives.
Oh wow. So like, was it intentional or like, is this part of some kind of stunt? Oh, I see. So he, yeah, so he just jumped off of some kind of balloon. Oh, it looks like he was a stuntman. Okay.
1936, Virgin Islands receive a constitution from U.S. Organic Act.
Huh. Nice.
It's the Virgin Islands until I show up. Oh, in 1932, challenger Joe Louis KO's James J. Braddock in the 8th round at Chicago's Comiskey Park for the World Heavyweight Boxing title.
You got another one just below that. Same guy.
Also, nope, different person.
Well, one of them is same.
1938, Joe Louis scores a stunning first round knockout of German Max Schindler at Yankee Stadium, New York City, to retain his World Heavyweight Boxing title. They got a movie about that. Oh, and Max.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Huh. What's this one called?
One Max.
One Max?
Joe and Max.
Joe and Max. Alright. While that was actually 1 year after that happened, we got a meeting of interest in 1939. Princess and future Queen Elizabeth met future husband Prince Philip of Greece, midshipman Mountbatten RN, whatever RN is, Republic of Norway. I don't know. But 1 more year after that, the first Dairy Queen opened. The first Dairy Queen restaurant opened in Joliet, Illinois. Cool.
Nice. Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen. I remember way back in the day, like early years of when I lived here, there was like this little like mom and pop ice cream shop in our strip mall area, and it was like this Asian couple, and like I went there a lot for snow cones and whatnot. You know, got to know them. They were really nice people. I got to finding out that I believed they lived there. Because in the back rooms, they had like, beds. They had a daughter there. The daughter had its own crib, and like they had a whole living situation up there. It wasn't just a lounge. They were living there. And then Dairy Queen moved in, put them out of business, and God knows what happened to that family, and really sad. And that Dairy Queen was total trash, and now they're gone, and we have no ice cream areas around here. Thank you, Dairy Queen. Bunch of assholes. Anyway. You're gonna say something, Sohan?
Oh no.
Oh.
You're Dairy Queen.
Yeah. 1940 as well, about 10,000 Afrikaner women marched to the Union buildings in protest of South Africa's involvement in World War II. Well, I mean, I understand, but war is war, and the whole world's in on it, so, I mean...
Ireland wasn't.
What?
Ireland was neutral.
I guess? Huh. Wait, didn't Ireland, like, join the Nazis or something?
No, I think Spain was.
Hold on a second. Did Ireland join the Axis? Ireland remained neutral. Okay, you are right. What weird country joined the Axis? Why can't I spell Axis? What the hell's wrong? Okay, here we go.
AFIS.
Okay, Yugoslavia. Okay, Greece. No. Well, Spain remained neutral. I know that because they just had a civil war. Huh. Well, there was one random country that joined the Axis that I couldn't believe, but maybe it was Norway, which I understand, why now. But anyway, let's move on up here. 1940. Speaking of Axis. France surrendered to Nazi Germany, with the northern half of the country occupied and the south established as a Nazi client state, Vichy France. Yep. Let's move on up. Oh, here we go. Big one, Mr. Sohan. 1941 as well.
1941, Operation Barbarossa. Nazi Germany and its allies invade the Soviet Union during World War II, the largest military operation in history.
Yep.
And after that, it was game over.
Yep. Opening up a second front was Hitler's, most notable stupid move among many others, but
He's hiding, and all of a sudden he hears. Da, 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 da.
yeah. He opens up his window. Wow, it's springtime for Hitler and Germany. Soviet anthem plays. Oh mein Gott.
Like, you gotta collect all of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
But you got another. You got another 42 here, down a little bit. Japanese.
ooh. Another 42. I mean 41.
42. Sorry.
Oh. I was gonna talk about the music premiere, but that's.
Oh, go for it. Go for it. Talk about this guy who even Stalin couldn't get rid of.
Stalin's Untouchable.
Yeah.
1942, Europe's broadcast premiere of Dmitri Shostakovich's Seventh Symphony in London, conducted by Sir Henry J. Wood and the London Philharmonic Orchestra.
All right.
And 1942, Japanese submarine at the mouth of Columbia River, Oregon.
Yo, that's scary.
Oh,
Mhm.
what are you
And
doing? I didn't son. Mind your business.
yep. 1943, 617 Squadron, the Dam Busters, attended investiture at Buckingham Palace. Commanding Officer Guy Gibson awarded the Victoria Cross.
And then, damn busters.
Mhm. Damn Busters, bustin' makes me feel good. And then,
Stone. Give me a ward away. Who do you call? Stone, damn busters.
the Dam Busters.
Okay.
1943 as well, W.E.B. Du Bois became the first black member of the National Institute of Letters. Of course, civil rights activist W.E.B. Du Bois.
I'm sorry. This picture makes him look like the whitest man.
He kind of has a little bit of a Nicolas Cage face going too.
Probably is Nicolas Cage.
Probably. That man's an immortal. Right. Moving on up to 1944, we have the longest shutout in Phillies history. The Phils beat Braves 1-0 in 15 innings. Wow.
Damn.
That's been a boring-ass game. Nobody's making any points. Well, except for one. But anyway, then 1944 as well, Mr. Sohan, right after what I just read.
Opening 1944, opening day of the Soviet Union's Operation Barrington against Army Hope Central.
All right.
In 1944, U.S. President Franklin Roosevelt signs GI Bill of Rights, Servicemen Readjustment Act.
This provided World War II veterans with funds for college education, unemployment insurance, and housing. It put higher education within the reach of millions of veterans of World War II and later military conflicts. Cool. I agree with that.
Yep.
So let me add that into the underbar as well. There we go.
I want to skip cricket.
Yeah, skip cricket. So,
Also, 1946, speaking at a prayer meeting in New Delhi, Gandhi calls on the South African government to stop hooliganism by whites.
that sounds a little prejudiced there. What's going on?
You cut it out. You took. Naughty.
How dare you, Gandhi? I'm going to be as hooligan as I want to be. At least I'm not a soccer hooligan. You know?
Y'all want to go to Y'all want to go to heaven? Okay, y'all.
No.
And they say, "Shut up, old man!" I have to eat beef patties in front of them.
Oh my god. Anyway, 1947, 12 inches.
Okay, 1947, 12 inches and 42. Hope, Harlan?
Missouri.
Come on, come on.
12 inches of rain in 42 minutes. So basically, imagine like a foot of rain in 42 minutes. Just woof. That's a lot of water.
That's, that gotta be Montana.
Is it Montana? Hold on a second. U.S. state, M.O. Missouri.
Okay.
U.S. state, Montana. Montana abbreviation. Montana is MT. Alright.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah. Let's see, what else do we got here? We got a boxing title fight. 1949, Ezzard Charles defeated Jerry Joe Walcott in 15 rounds for National Boxing Associated World Heavyweight title. All right, and Jersey Joe Walcott looks like he's taking a couple too many, punches to the forehead. Look at that; the whole thing looks swollen. Maybe it's just skull that's developed as armor.
He's got a lot of things in his mind.
What?
He's got a lot of things on his mind.
Yeah, he does. What else do we have here? 1954, U.S. Congress passed Revised Organic Act for Virgin Islands. Revised Organic Act. I'm just going to look up this entire article here real quick.
They're updating, I think.
Yeah. The Revised Organic Act of 1954 declared the Virgin Islands to be an unincorporated territory and completely recognized its government, abolishing the two existing municipalities with their separate municipal councils and joint legislative assembly, and creating a single territorial government with a single yada yada yada. So I'm loading up this page here. If anybody actually wants to read this, I'm going to post this in the underbar as well. What else do we have? 1959? Actually, no. 1957. Kansas City stopped using streetcars in its transit system. That's a lot earlier than I would have expected. Then 2 years later, most Phillies strike out in a game 16 by Sandy Koufax. This guy. All right. Oh, I should have grabbed this one too. 1959 as well. U.S. bowler Eddie Lubanski bowled 2 consecutive perfect games. Why can't I read today? Perfect games. That's really good. Let's go back to you, Mr. Sohan. 1962 first.
Okay, 1962, 12th Berlin International Film Festival. A Kind of Lovin' wins the Golden Bear.
A Golden Bear. I was talking about the one after that, but the first one's pretty cool.
Also, okay. 1962, the first test flight of a hovercraft.
All right. Wow, that's we had hovercrafts all the way back then. Wow. Uno mas.
1963, Little Stevie Wonder, age 13, released his first single, Fingertips. First live non-studio recording to go to number 1 on the Billboard.
Hell yeah. Stevie Wonder. A true wonder. 3 years later, 1966, South African Bishop Alphaeus Hamilton Zulu was refused a passport and thus permission to attend an international church conference by the South African government. That's crap.
You cannot go see. No, you cannot say hello to Jesus. But if you want to say hello to Jesus, we can arrange it for you.
Yeah. Wow. Apartheid was truly disgusting.
But you can't go see Jesus, but if you want to go meet Jesus, we can arrange it for you.
Yeah. Well, 1969, Aretha Franklin was arrested in Detroit for creating a disturbance. Well, after a performance in Blues Brothers, I can understand. But then, while that was going on, 1969 as well, Cleveland's Cuyahoga River caught fire due to pollution.
Ah, damn.
A river catching fire, what? Like, how much crap is in there? Good lord.
Enough.
Yeah.
To catch fire.
Yeah. But you got another 69 here, the dairy housing.
1969, Dairy Housing Action Committee, DHAC, staged a protest by blocking the Lecky Road in the Bogside area of Derry, Northern Ireland.
Well, blocking roads never goes so well. People have lives to live, and disturbing people's lives doesn't make your message, any better for them. If anything, it turns them against you. So, anybody out there who's watching this who's a protester, don't go out and interfere with people's lives. There's other ways to make your point without directly impacting and negatively affecting somebody else. So, be mindful. You got another one here, 1970, 2 1970s back-to-back right there.
Sure. 1970, Irish Socialist Republic and Member of Parliament Bernadette Devlin loses her appeal against a 6-month prison sentence imposed for taking part in the riots in Derry.
Yeah, so 1 year after, like, you know, what you just said, the road protest, 1 year after, you know, she faces the consequences of her actions. So.
Yes. Also, 1970, President Richard Nixon signs extensions of the 1965 Voting Rights Act that requires voting age at 18 in all federal, states, and local elections.
Oh, I am not a crook. I'm gonna establish ties with China. I'm gonna plunge the entire country into chaos. Abolish the gold standard. That's my impression of
Honestly,
Nixon.
the voting age is still at a bad idea.
Oh, what, being 18?
Yeah, they're
Well,
still not fully functional.
well, yeah, but you know why that happened, right? Like, my dad actually lived this. Like, he almost got drafted, but he couldn't because of a medical reason. But no, the draft was 18, voting was 21, and everybody's like, now wait a minute, I can be I can be drafted against my will to go fight for a country that I have no representation for. What the hell is this bullshit? You know?
Also, it could be said about the drinking laws.
Well, that's something else. But like,
If you can die, at 18, you might as well be able to drink at same age.
well, I believe they do allow drinking, you know, for service members and such. Like, they might have like a special thing on base or something. There are things in there for that. But no, like, the voting age was reduced from 21 to 18 because of the draft in Vietnam, and it just never went back. So, but that's what the loon told me, like, and he lived it. So,
Okay, well, yeah. It's now they're trying to lower it to 16.
well, that's stupid. They're doing that because, like, you know, 16-year-olds and like all kids, as we all know, like in today's political climate, they're very well. Kids are always, you know, malleable. They're very influential. So if you can give them the right to vote, they have no idea what the hell they're doing, and it drastically affects, you know, the entire country. That's why they're doing it.
Like they're like clay.
Yeah, they are. Anyway, let's get back into the history here to moving on up to 1970 as well. The Supreme Court ruled juries of less than 12 are constitutional. And I'm no legaltician, so like I don't know the exact semantics behind that, but all right. 3 years later, 1973, Dutch High Council stopped fluoride addition to drink water. Well, why haven't we followed that? Fluoride was used fluoride. It's nothing to do with oral hygiene. It's a chemical that, you know, contains heavy metals. It leads to Alzheimer's. It makes people more docile. It was used by the Nazis on the Jews during the Holocaust. Why is our government using it on us? I wonder. So.
It's either you want fluoride or you want a bullet between the eyes.
How about neither? So. But while that was going on in 1973 as well, Skylab's 2's astronauts land on return voyage from U.S. Space Station, the first to safely return to Earth from our space station, I believe. So, but then 1975, Ulster, Mr. Sohan.
1975, Ulster volunteer force trying to derail a train by planting a bomb on the railway line near Country Kildare Island. A civilian who tried to stop them is stabbed to death. Actions delayed the explosion to let the train pass safely.
That man is a hero. That civilian, like...
Wow, this man became a pincushion. So
Yikes.
No, he became a side of beef to stop them on the train.
Oh my god. The man is dead and you're mocking him for saving a train.
I'm not, man. It's
You
kind of
called him a
messed up.
pincushion.
No, it's kind of messed up that it happened that way.
Yeah, but no,
Stop the train from being blown up, but he got turned into a fucking porterhouse.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway. 2 years later, what happened involving Disney? It's too bad that these two little mice couldn't have saved this guy, but they were just 2 years too late.
In 1977, Walt Disney's Rescuers released first Disney film to get a sequel.
Oh, okay. The Rescuers Down Under, later on, mate. Which is also a good movie, I tell you what. When did I become the Australian king of the hill? I tell you what. Gotta go mow the lawn. Damn it, Dale. 1978, James Christie's discovery of Pluto's moon, Charon, was announced. All right.
The other one.
What?
The other 1978. Oh God.
Yeah, I saw that. Neo-Nazis call off plans to march in Jewish community of Skokoy, Illinois. All
Man,
right.
like, y'all guys ready? Nah, man. I don't like the night tonight.
Nah, they just didn't want their bank accounts to get canceled.
No, like that scene in The Dark Knight. Like, now I don't like tonight. You got a better chance of hitting the lotto than running into him.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's like, dude, he just walked away from robbing you. Shut up.
What else do we have? 1979, Larry Holmes technically knocks out Mike Weaver in 12 for heavyweight boxing title.
Yeah, that's technical knockout.
Yeah, TKO.
That could either mean 3 knockdowns or ref stop. Stopping the fight.
All right. You got another 79 here.
1979, Little Richard quits rock and roll for a second time for religious pursuits. Yeah, he became a Christian afterward, I think.
Oh, okay. What was he before?
Nothing.
All right. What else do we have? What?
Richard's religion.
You got a beautification here. And actually, right before the beautification as well.
He was a 7-day Adventist.
Oh, okay.
Okay, a beautification. And what else we have?
The one right above it, so 2 1980s.
1980, American golfer Don January beats Mike Shinrock by 2 strokes to win the Atlantic City Senior International in Northfield. International in Northfield, New Jersey. Inaugural tournament of the Senior PGA Tour.
I was mainly talking about the one under that. Like, that one, the Jim King, and then the beautification.
Okay. Also, 1980, Jim King begins riding Miracle Strip roller coaster 368 hours. Damn, man.
Yeah, there's a handful of those. Pardon me, of people riding roller coaster for a gratuitous amount of time.
Life much?
Yeah.
Also, in 1980, Pope John Paul II beatifies Terry Tekakwitha, making her the first Native American to be beatified.
All right, and beautification is, of course, I believe the step 1. There's like 2 steps to becoming a saint. You have to be beautified first, and then you're canonized, which is sainthood. But you can't be canonized if you're not beautified.
You're canon in the Bible.
Yeah.
The manga Bible.
The manga Bible. Oh my God. That's the Bible you read from end to beginning. You start off with Jesus dying.
He comes back.
Oh my God! I can already see it like in an anime. They're like hammering him to the cross. It's like, yeah, that's me. Let me tell you how I got here. Rewind back 30 years.
Nah, it's one of them animes where you see the Romans hiding and you see in the dark, you see in the background a hand with a hole in the middle. It's bad.
Anyway, moving on up to 1981, John McEnroe's famous "You Cannot Be Serious" rant in first round win over Tom Gullickson at Wimbledon. All right.
You cannot be serious.
You cannot be serious. And while that was going on, 1981 as well, Mark David Chapman pled guilty to killing former Beatle John Lennon. Yeah, I have a feeling that Yoko Ono had him nicked off to get his money.
I have a feeling that he got himself ticked off because he didn't want to go back to her.
I mean, both theories are valid in their own ways. So, oh my God.
He said, you can't go blow his own head off, so you gotta have faith to do it.
I guess the Kurt Cobain simulation wasn't there yet. Anyway, God, I'm going to hell. 1982, Manhattan institutes bus-only lanes. All right.
Yep. Bus lanes.
Bus lanes.
You need those in every city.
Yep. And 1983, the first time a satellite was retrieved by orbit from space shuttle, or from orbit by space shuttle. All right, interception. All right, cool. 1983 NHL, Mr. Sohan?
1983?
Yeah. NHL.
Or 1983 NHL institutes a 5-minute sudden death overtime period.
Ooh. Alright. Oh, you got an inventive interest. I don't hear much about this guy. Wonder what he's up to.
You don't. Also, 1984, Richard Branson Virgin Atlantic Airways commences operations flight from Gatwick to Newark.
Huh. Newark, New Jersey, I guess? But
Newark! Yeah, New Jersey.
yeah, like, as I said, like, we hear about Jeff Bezos, we hear about Elon Musk, like, whatever happened to Richard Branson? He just kind of fell off the map, like, 10 years ago or something. Like, he was neck and neck with SpaceX, and then he just stopped. I don't know what happened. What else do we have here? 1987, a bomb blast in Johannesburg video game arcade kills an unborn baby and injured 10 people. Yikes. Yikes. Who's bombing arcades, dude?
And he said he don't want to play Bomberman in a video.
I was literally just thinking, like, oh, who's taking Bomberman to an extreme new level, but you said it. Well, we also have 1987, the International Labour Organization, meeting for its annual conference in Geneva, called for an international sanctions against South African minerals. Apartheid. Yep, right there. But then 1989, Business Day reported that SA is about to test an intermediate-range ballistic missile capable of carrying nuclear warheads. SA. South Africa?
Africa or sexual assault?
I don't know. Hold on, let me look up this entire thing, because I don't know what SA is. Let's look that up here.
Yes,
It's South Africa. Yeah, that's right. So what the hell is South Africa doing making nuclear missiles? Okay. That's yikes. But then 1 year later, 1990, Adam Sandler joins Saturday Night Live. All right.
And the rest is history.
Yep, as they say. Back to you, Mr. Sohan. You got a Florida one in 1990.
1990, Florida passes a law which prohibits wearing a thong in a bathing suit.
Wearing a thong bathing suit. So for females.
Oh.
So you go to the beach, don't dress like a streetwalker, Like,
also, 1990, Glastonbury Festival in Highland, England opens The Cure, and Ladysmith's Black Malvazo headline. The other performers include Sinead O'Connor, Neville Brothers, R.J. Cooper, Y. Cooper, Dale Maitri, Flaco, Minez, Hot House, Flowers, and World Party.
Huh. Alright. Ooh, 1990, the longest game in Toronto. I didn't see that earlier.
Yep. 1990, longest game in Toronto. Yankees beat Blue Jays 8-7 in 15 innings.
Dang. That's a lot of innings.
Wait, 4 more innings and it would have been 2 whole games.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 3. 3 more innings. Not even 4. 3. 9-18.
So it's 9 innings.
Yeah, 9 times 2 is 18. 15 plus 4 is 19.
Okay.
You got a Nelson Mandela one here.
Okay. Nelson Mandela, 1990. Nelson Mandela addressed the United Nations Peace Committee against Apartheid in New York, saying that nothing has occurred in South Africa to reverse the ANC's position.
Yep, more apartheid stuff. Speaking of racism and such, 1992, the Supreme Court ruled hate crime laws violated free speech rights. South Park said it best. Hate crimes are a savage hypocrisy. All crimes are hate crimes. Are crimes not committed because of some form of hate or animosity? Even robberies. They're envious of somebody else having money, so they want to take it. That is a hate crime. Trying to separate things based off of skin color and prejudices, all you're doing is enforcing separation. We have to view everything as equal. Like putting
is the tickle bandit pretty much a hate crime?
That's a good question. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Are you talking about the Florida guy who broke into people's homes and tickled their buttholes? Like,
You're the Ohio butthole
oh,
tickler.
yeah, oh, Ohio. Sorry, I automatically go to Florida because of reasons. But yeah, that did happen. Look it up. Anyway, let's move on up here. 1992 as well. 2 skeletons excavated in Yekaterinburg, Russia, were identified as Tsar Nicholas II and Tsarina Alexandria. So the parents of Anastasia. And yep, that was when the Soviet uprising, or the communist uprising, what was it, Red October or something, or the Red something spring, I don't know.
Indeed.
But Mr. Sohan, you got a baseball record here in '94.
Or 1994, Ken Griffey Jr. breaks roof record for most home runs by end of June 31st.
By the end of June, which is 31 home runs. Not June 31st. Does June end in the 31st? When does it June end? June ends at the 30th. So, we all right. But that makes me wonder. Like, was that before or after the steroids? Or did Ken Griffey Jr. ever take steroids? I don't know.
I don't think Ken Griffey Jr. I know Sammy Sosa did.
Okay.
Mark McGuire did. Barry Bonds did.
Anyway, you got a boxing title fight here.
1996, Michael Moorer beats Alex Schultz in 11 for IBF heavyweight boxing title.
All right. I think IBF stands for International Boxing Federation.
I think so.
Might be. Moving on up to 2011. That's a hell of a jump here, actually. So, but 2011, after hiding for 16 years, Boston gangster Whitey Bulger was arrested outside an apartment in Santa Monica, California. Wow.
There's another movie here to add, Black Mask.
Black Mask. Okay, let's see here. Movie night. Black Mask. All right. While that was going on, we got another Glastonbury Festival in 2011, held in Pilsen, England, of course, opened. U2, Coldplay, and Beyonce headline. Other performers included B.B. King, Paul Simon, Mumford & Sons, Morrissey, and the Wu-Tang Clan.
Ooh,
hell of a lineup. Yeah. Pretty good lineup right there. And then, let's see here, 2013, a Rockslide 6, the world's longest Viking longship at 37 meters or 123 feet long, which was rediscovered in 1996. Probably part of King Canute's royal fleet, built in 125 AD, went on display for the first time at the National Museum in Copenhagen. I gotta go there and check that out. That's cool. 2 years later, the JAMA International Musical, or JAMA Internal Medical Journal in 2015 announced obese Americans now outnumber those just overweight. Yikes. That reminds me of that one thing from the Onion movie where they reduced obesity percentage from like 85% body fat to 50 or something. No, from 50% body fat to 85, and only reduced the number of obese U.S. citizens from like 95% to 93 or something stupid. Oh my god, we gotta stop eating in this country, I swear. I have a problem myself.
No, just gotta stop eating that nasty shit. Yeah,
we need real food, not any of this Monsanto crap. You know, General Mills, Post, Coca-Cola, Pepsi-Cola, Gerber, you know, all that stuff. Get rid of it. Get rid of all of it. Get the app Boycott on your smart device. So, but what else do we have? 2015 as well. South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley called for the removal of the Confederate flag from State House grounds in wake of killings in a Charleston church. And I remembered that in...
Yeah, I remember that too.
I mean, that sounds... Sorry, go ahead.
Talk about Dylan Roof shooting that church.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, you know, this sounds like a leftist attempt, you know, get rid of the Confederate flag, but at the same time, like, why did they still have it, like, flying? Honestly.
I'm but get rid of it anyway.
Yeah.
Like, no one cares about that flag no more. Take a piss on it.
Well, I mean, like, you know, it's nothing to do with, like, you know, the CSA. Like, you know, as far as I'm concerned, like, the Confederate flag, like, it had its place in history. It has no place in today's world other than looking back and seeing at what not to do. So, to fly that, or the Nazi flag, or, you know, any flag that's a representation of hate, You know, American flag. Like, you know, get rid of any flag like that. You know, that is a
I
nasty
not idea what you
history.
can do with them.
What?
Toilet paper.
Ah.
Some for toilet paper.
Yeah. But anyway, you got a Glastonbury Festival in 2016, Mr.
Okay.
Sohan.
2016, Glastonbury Festival in Bolton, England opens Coldplay and Adele headline. Other performances include Annie Impala, Squeeze, Bryden Rabbit, ZZ Top, Willow, and Cyndi Lauper. Oh, they got Dusty Hill.
Ah. Dusty Hill.
That's his name.
Ah.
That's one of the people's names in ZZ Top. Dusty
Huh.
Hill.
Oh, I thought so.
AKA, according to King of the Hill, Hank's cousin.
Ah. Yeah, that's right. That was cool. Let's see here. 2018. Oh, here we go. Film and TV history.
2018. Comedian John Oliver is blocked on Chinese social media after parodying of Chinese leader Xi Jinping. Dang, John Oliver, I didn't know you had it in you.
Huh.
Wasn't he from The Daily Show?
Yeah, he was. John Oliver is actually a notorious leftist. He actively makes fun of the United States all the time, unironically. Like, he actually is a person with hate in his heart. And it's just funny how, you know, the evils just eat each other. You know, just while, you know, good, upstanding, normal people like you and I just sit back with our popcorn and watch the world burn. So.
Okay. What about Jon Stewart? Did you like Jon Stewart?
Jon Stewart, he is a leftist, but he's not a nutjob leftist. Like, he actually, like, he made the Daily Show. Like, you know, when they got rid of him and put in Trevor Noah, that it just died immediately.
Oh no, before Trevor Noah, I think it was John Oliver.
No, it wasn't John Oliver. I mean, like, John Oliver was on the Daily Show, but he was like a correspondent or something. Like, he was part of the extended crew, but I don't think he ever hosted. Maybe he did every now and then when, you know, when Jon Stewart couldn't. He popped in, you know, to be a substitute guy, you know. So I think that's what happened. I don't remember any though. But anyway, let's move on up to 2018.
Hey, he was in 2013.
Oh, he was?
The Daily Show with John Oliver.
Oh, okay. I stand corrected. Yeah, like, as a stoner, you really expect me to remember something from a decade ago? I barely remember what I had for breakfast today. But you're right. I should not question you. You are the pop culture guy in my team, so, yeah.
You can watch the Daily Show.
I used to as well. Back when it was good. But anyway, Mr. Sohan, you got another, let's see here. Well, I don't care about that. Let's see here. 2019, attempted?
Must say, how about the one about Greece?
Ah, go for it.
2018 Eurozone countries agreed debt release deal for Greece, signaling the end of the country's economic crisis. I don't think it ended.
Well, Greece was drastically devaluing the euro just because its own economy was going to hell, and yeah, like, you know, you're part of a union, so if you're only as strong as your weakest link, and Greece was really dragging down the entirety of the EU. Like, it was getting bad. That's why this happened, I believe. So.
Okay. Also 2018. 2018, President Trump's spokesperson Sarah Sanders was asked to leave Red Hen restaurant in Lexington, Virginia over her support of Trump policies, igniting debate.
Yep. You know, like, I have a bad habit of getting off the topic all the time involving, like, you know, stuff that happened in the past and stuff that's going on in today. But you don't see any right-wing people going after left-wing, you know, saying, oh, you gotta leave the restaurant. It's always from one side. It's always from one side. It's not us. So, anyway, what else do we have here? 2019, an attempted coup failed in Ethiopia. 4 officials were killed, including the Army Chief of Staff, General Seir Mekonnen. Yikes. And while that was going on, Russian volcano Raikoki erupted from 700-meter wide crater seen from International Space Station, turned sunsets purple across the northern hemisphere all summer. That would have been cool. I wish I had seen that, a purple sky.
That would be cool.
Yeah. I love the color purple, as you can tell. So,
Yeah.
2019 Yep, 2019 as well. A 7-story building collapsed in Sihanoukville, Cambodia, with at least 25 construction workers sleeping inside killed. Why were you sleeping there? What the? Go home. Like, I've heard of living at the job, but like that's ridiculous, that number. But, yeah. Anyway, let's get back to you, Mr. Soen. 2020.
2020, Japanese supercomputer Fukaku in Kobe by Riken Institute wins world's contest to be the fastest.
All right. And had we not read a couple days ago an article involving China supposedly making a supercomputer with like a bunch of petabytes and stuff, like went on to look, what was it, like a couple years ago, the current fastest supercomputer is us now. Like,
Yep.
Also,
2021, Spain's Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez pardons 9 Catalonian politicians and activists for their 2017 illegal secession referendum.
Ooh. Spain up to old tricks. But the one right above it, the 2020 U.S. government one, that raises an eyebrow. I remember when that was first coming out.
Yeah, I know. That's why I skipped it.
Ah, okay. Let's see here. 2022, Tooth. Ooh.
2022, a proof of murder Congolese independent leader Patrice Lumumba arrives for a tour of Democratic Republic of Congo before being laid to rest in Kinshasa. Lumumba's body was discovered in acid.
Was dissolved in acid.
Oh, dissolved in acid.
Yeah, so that's why the tooth is so important. It's probably the only piece of him left. That's scary. Like, that's terrifying. But then one more, and then we'll wrap up the show. The last 2022, just last year.
2022, United Kingdom posts highest inflation rate in the G7 at 9.1, a 4-year high, lead by a rise in the price of food and fuel.
Yeah, inflation of 9.1%. Yikes. Absolutely yikes. But that shall conclude the show. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links you might be interested in, including but not limited to all things OMNI Coalition, which in itself includes
Soviet TV on Twitch.
Yep, for your dose of Past Events Daily, we stream every day at 11 in the morning Pacific Time, which is 12 Mountain,
1 Central,
and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, respectively. For all of you and all of us, I am Xander.
Sohin.
And you, of course, are you. And until you catch us tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!
Yes.